Hello and welcome. You're watching SPORTSBIT with me, Kaji and Charlie. Top of our stories today are talking about, we are bringing you good updates about Jeremie Frimpong and Liverpool, where they've got into his transfer details. We are here to break all the news to you. Plus, Aston Villa are showing good interest in Ferran Torres as to whether Barcelona will let him go or not. We have details for you. And good news coming in from the camp of Crystal Palace. They've won the FA Cup. All that you need to know. We are here to serve it with you. And more stories on transfers and updates in European football is what we have for you today on our SportsBit channel today. Now let's delve into stories today. And which story should I pick first? Which story should I pick first? Charlie, and any funny form in your friend free the good side of things. Crystal Palace. Ha! Nobody saw this coming. Everybody had thought that Pep would just find solace in winning this FA Cup and just say that we are looking forward to next season just to at least up our game. Because clearly this season things haven't worked out for this old Spanish coach. Look, people tend to forget Pep is old enough. Charlie, the guy grew. When you doing this thing over and over again from Barcelona to Bayern Munich has conquered English football in the last 7 to 8 years. Man, that's so huge. So today, come on, things didn't go well for him at the Wembley Sports Stadium in England. The FA Cup final took place. Man City stood against Crystal Palace and things went sour for the blue side of Manchester. We tend to hear that Pep or no the finals here on chip, especially with underdogs or minions like Crystal Palace, he wouldn't chip at all. But things didn't go well for him. Today he was laughing at the wrong side of his mouth to the extent that he went into a banter with the goalkeeper for Crystal Palace, Dean Henderson. Yeah. So we'll bring all to you. Now let's move into it straight. And the history of Crystal Palace, if not won any cup before, not even Yadunumit, you know. Menka Kraba and Kolani in cup on ye bida, crew on winning bida. Ever since Crystal Palace came into existence, if not won anything before. But look, in this history, you get into the Crystal Palace team. Last season, they lost Olise to Bayern Munich, right? They brought in the likes of Eddie Nketiah, Daichi Kamada, Ismail Assar, hoping that things work. And clearly, they started off on a wrong note. If you look at the beginning of the season, things didn't go well for them. But heading into the last stages of the season, the latter part, they picked up the pieces, found their way out, grinded positive result when asked and went in, and was very necessary. Today, yes, their talisman, their star man called Ability Easy, the English and Nigerian born. Look, I'm told that in history or in his football career, Easy was released by Millwall, who are still a championship side. Got to Arsenal, was bounced. In other words, he wasn't picked up. He was snubbed by Arsenal. Got into the Crystal Palace team, gradually founded his feet over the years with seasons after seasons, learning, finding his ways with different coaches. Today, he's making history, scoring the only goal in the finals against one of the best side in the world, that is Manchester City. Look, winnings, it doesn't come in a second or it doesn't come in magics. If you ask me, winning is a process. It takes time. Whatever you do, you tell yourself, I want to do this. The goal-getting spirit is what you need as a person, and that's what Crystal Palace activated this day. If you ask me again, we had one young gentleman as well, Eddie Nketiah, who left Arsenal for playing time in Crystal Palace. He hasn't been really good, but he has just been decent because the likes of Mateta has always been on top form. So if he's sitting on the bench or warming the bench, there's no news at all because he has to compete with the likes of Mateta, fight against um, Ismail Assar. Even if he wants to go on the flanks, he can't go there. Beriche will fight him there. But he left Arsenal. Arsenal went trophyless this season. Edin Ketia has won something. He has increased his trophy cabinet as well. So in the Crystal Palace team, a lot of history is going on. If Trevor Chalobah, whose loan activation was cancelled for him to return back to Chelsea, was also available, he would have won something leaving Chelsea alone. But you never know what the future holds for you. So today, one lesson I picked up: whatever you are doing, try to do it well, stay consistent, do it, and keep on doing it. Look, failure is when you stop doing what you are doing. Failure is when you stop doing what you are doing. Keep on fighting, just as Crystal Palace has done. And today, they are laughing with so much joy. One man in the Crystal Palace team who is celebrating with so much joy. And I'm wondering, no, before you even get into the Henderson story, let's watch the clip. Okay, so the clip we just gone by was a goal from Eberity and how he found his way out. Look, those goals, these kind of goals will never be scored on a lucky day. He took his time, took a spot, smashed the ball at the back of the net against one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So give him his flowers. Crystal Palace deserves it. All the joy they are seeing today, they deserve it. Let's listen to Dean Henderson, who claims that today his first trophy with Crystal Palace is one that he's dedicating to his father. And he claims that, he says that I lost my dad at the start of the season and I will miss him here today. But he was with me every kick of the ball. I dedicate that win to him. Oh, this one is, oh. But are we going to see this same story in PSG or Paris Saint-Germain, their next UEFA Champions League final, which is in 2 weeks from now, I think, right? Because if you take the manager, Luis Enrique, who lost his daughter due to cancer 9 years ago, or immediately after he won the UEFA Champions League with Barcelona, well, he also dedicates his trophy to his daughter, his deceased daughter. Okay, you never know. Charlie can just join things up. It's possible that things are working and just for the end, this who lost his father at the start of the season, and then he is now a champion. You never know. Now let's move into some transfer stories. The first one we picked up is Aston Villa. Now for Villa, you would look into their books and they tell you that they are spending 90% of their earnings on salaries or wages. So they are not one side that have a lot of money in the bank. Looking at them spending, buying loanees or getting loanees into their team clear, they would have to get permanent players. At the end of the season, it's clear they are going to lose Marcus Rashford. It's either Marcus is going back to Old Trafford or he will find a permanent place in any of the Spanish teams. Sources are also telling us that Barcelona are gradually developing interest in the veteran winger. People don't know Marcus is no longer a child. Now, for you to be called a veteran in any sport, it means that you have participated in that sport for more than 7 years. He has been in the game for more than a decade now. If you've forgotten, I'm just giving you a reminder. Aston Villa are showing interest in the Barcelona winger Ferran Torres. Remember that he left Manchester City years ago to join Barcelona. Things haven't really worked out for him, but he has been super good this season. He has been super good. Anytime he's brought on, either starting or bringing him from the bench, he's been so good. Aston would deem him as one possible replacement for Marcus Rashford. He's so efficient. He can play as a versatile winger, so he can play center forward positions, right wing, left wing, any of the positions he can. But Arsenal are also looking to at least their first bid is around £42 million. And one will be wondering, this is Birmingham Mail reporting, will Barcelona receive such monies? We don't know. In the transfer world, anything can happen. The player can push for it, but I'm not sure Ferran Torres himself is pushing for a transfer from Barcelona. He's so good. Families in Spain. He's comfortable over there. It will take a lot for Aston Villa to bring him to English football again. Now let's move into some more transfer stories. We talk about Jeremie Frimpong and Liverpool. Liverpool, after losing Trent Alexander-Arnold, are just on a chase, on a manhunt for Jeremy Frimpong, the Dutch international. He could play as a right wing back, as a right full back as well. Good defensively, good in attacking forward. Liverpool are not relenting on this, and sources have shown this evening. Sources are reporting that we can count this deal as a done deal. As a done deal, he will cost Liverpool nothing less than 40 million pounds. So the transfer fee is around 35 million, 40 million pounds, 40 million euros, sorry. So the 24-year-old right fullback will be joining Liverpool. And I said that an agreement in principle has been done. Negotiation between both the player and Liverpool has been settled as to how much he's going to earn at the end of the year, how many years he's going to stay there. Those verbal agreements have been sorted out. He's seeking to stay at Anfield for nothing less than 4 years. He's going to be given a long-term contract from Liverpool. Liverpool see him as one that he can help the team so well, especially with their aims of winning the UEFA Champions League next season. Clearly, they'll be needed one man like Jeremy Frimpong, who has improved over the years, especially in the last 2 years. He has been so good. Now let's move into some more stories. We are talking about Real Madrid, who they never relent once they put an eye or they shed some light on your player. These guys are doing wonderful. Look, Florentino Perez is one man that once he's out of football, I don't know what he can do best aside football. Gosh, this man brings in players for £0. If they tell you the kind of players he has signed to Real Madrid for zero pesewa or CDs or dollars or pounds or euros, you will be surprised. Today he has moved straight to AFC Bournemouth's team and tried to at least snatch. This time around, they didn't snatch, they paid. Taking a Mbappe for £0. This time around, they were in Ganasa or Bois. Really, Bournemouth for me and a minute. Things that Dortmund couldn't do, things that PSG couldn't do, things that Liverpool themselves couldn't do. AFC Bournemouth, why, yeah. Bournemouth has done it. That they will charge Real Madrid for nothing less than £50 million for their player Dean Hodgson, who is set to move to Real Madrid for a 5-year deal. So Xabi Alonso wants him. Xabi Alonso wants him and he's gone. Look, you can count him as a goner already. Let's move into some more stories. Raul Asensio is prosecuted for sharing sexual images of two women. That story with this story is one that you shouldn't be finding against young men. This thing about young men and Charlie, you should stop. I won't stress more time on this. Let's move into some more stories, some more transfer stories. Xavi Simons has made a decision to leave Leipzig at the end of the season. And look, his plan has been confirmed. He's ready for a new chapter and he is landing. He wouldn't go back to his Paris Saint-Germain side. He wants English football. He wants English football. And I'm told that Arsenal themselves are also showing interest in him. Arsenal are showing interest in Xavi Simons. But as to whether he's going to fit the Arsenal setup is also another case. This is a versatile young winger who could play as a number 10 or as a number 8 as well. So midfield wings, he is good, but he is not consistent. That's his problem. Now with the pacey nature of the English football, looking at Xavi Simons, it will suit him because he has some decent pace in him. You never know. Arsenal are just Arsenal. They will talk and talk and talk. We want to buy, we will buy, we will buy. And at the end of the day, nothing good comes out of it. Nothing good comes out of it. There are more stories here, but then I think we have to leave. But before I leave, I want to touch on Napoli and and then Kevin De Bruyne. Napoli are already finalizing a deal with Kevin De Bruyne for a 7 million euros per year contract. You look at Napoli. Napoli are saying that they would want to give him a 2 years plus an option to extend. And Kevin De Bruyne still sees himself as no, I want a 3 year contract plus an option to extend. I can still play. Kevin feels he can still play in the top flight European football at the highest level, even if Manchester claims he is not good enough. He still feels like he can play good football for the next 2 to 3 years. All that is left, an agreement for the salary, the wages, weekly wages, and yearly wages has been agreed on. It's just about how many years Napoli wants to give to Kevin De Bruyne. Knowing Kevin De Bruyne, he would always want to get what he wants. But leaving Kevin De Bruyne to a side like Napoli, and looking at how even the Napolis that are not stressing too much in terms of their field of play. They are good. They are so decent. They are a decent side. But I'm thinking that Napoli would just want to beef up their squad for next season Champions League. Because and not just the Champions League, they would want to be knocking on the doors of the Serie A next season as well. And having an opportunity to sign a maestro like Kevin De Bruyne will clearly shoot up their team or their squad depth. If they're able to finalize this deal, it's going to help. But one will also say, is Kevin De Bruyne still having the potentials of playing for any of the English teams? Yes, of course. Especially for Arsenal. Looking at the setup for Arsenal. Arsenal needs just one guy who can pick up a pass, 30 yards pass, a 40 yards pass in the heart of midfield. Look, just think about it. Having Thomas Partey as your anchor, Kevin De Bruyne as your number 8 or as your number 10, and Odegaard on the side. Perfect combination. So Arsenal should think about it again. This is where we end our sports bit with me, Kajolo. Please do want to subscribe to our channel. We are here to serve you with nothing but football stories. Thanks for joining. Bye.